been 6 years since Forza Motorsport 7 was released, and a fraction under 2 years since it was delisted. That's right, it's been over 725 days since you could officially buy a Forza Motorsport game this side of the second-hand market. Fortunately, that's about to change next month. But ahead of the much-anticipated launch of Forza Motorsport on PC and Xbox Series consoles on October 10, 2023, we've finally been able to get behind the wheel. Unsurprisingly, it does look and feel fabulous, but it's the more thoughtful tweaks to the moment-to-moment racing out on track that have me the most interested. While our time with the Forza Motorsport preview build has essentially been unlimited since we were granted access to it, we should stress that it's admittedly only an extremely narrow sliver of the complete game. It begins with a brief playable intro featuring a few laps in the high-powered cover cars, the hybrid all-wheel drive 2024 Chevrolet Corvette E-Ray, the fastest production vet ever made, and the 2023 Cadillac V-Series R, the sports prototype that snatched a podium at this year's 24 Hours of Le Mans after a 2-decade absence from the event for Cadillac. This first taste of the new Forza Motorsport reintroduces us to Maple Valley, which has been a stalwart circuit in the series since the original Forza Motorsport in 2005, and highlights the new Hakone circuit, another fictional Grand Prix-style track based in Japan. I'll need a lot more laps of Hakone until I can make up my mind on its merits as a racetrack, but at first blush it seems like a very quick circuit, although it's quite flat and there aren't too many challenging corners in this layout. There's a lot going on aesthetically though, from the huge LCD panels that line the large grandstands to the well-lit blossom trees that frame several stretches of the track edges. Following this, we've been able to compete in the 3-race tutorial series, which features 3 tracks: Mugello, South Africa's Kyalami, and another new fictional track called Grand Oak, and 3 cars: the 2019 Subaru STI S209, the 2018 Honda Civic Type R, and the 2018 Ford Mustang GT. That's a smart mix of cars, as it gives us a tiny appetizer of some all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, and rear-wheel drive action. That said, considering there are set to be over 497 more of them available in the game upon launch, I'm hesitant to drill down too deeply on the handling based on this small cross-section. I will say I was instantly comfortable with the feel, and while it doesn't necessarily seem like a total reinvention of the Forza Motorsport formula, there definitely is an increased tangibility to the sensation of the connection between the tyres and the tarmac. The new approach to the career mode has largely been discussed in previous updates from the Turn 10 team as development has progressed, but seeing it unfold in real time did prove interesting. Put simply, Forza Motorsport is set to lean further into RPG territory than ever before. Upgrades are no longer all available from the outset. Instead, they're unlocked for each car as you spend seat time in them and earn experience. They're also no longer purchased with credits, rather they're acquired using car points, which you'll accumulate by driving. To be honest, I don't really know what I make of it yet. I do like the look of the curated career mode and the way it promises to highlight elements of automotive history, and I like the built not bought philosophy. I do, however, find myself wondering how I'll warm to having upgrades gated behind a second layer of gamification beyond simply being able to afford them in-game. What I do like, however, is the additional thought that's gone into finding ways to reward players for their actions on track. Career progression aside, these new tweaks are already having a positive effect on the racing. Practice sessions before each race with their own objectives make for a juicier track day experience. Highlighted microsectors on the circuit give us particular track sections to focus on and perfect. Hopefully, the sectors change on return visits to the same tracks. Most importantly, the ability to select your place on the grid means you can have the exact racing experience you want. If you want the old school chase the rabbit racing experience where you'll need to thread your car all the way to the front from the back of the pack in just a few laps at the cost of racing against AI that probably won't necessarily be able to go toe-to-toe with you one-on-one, go for it. If you want to start further up and really ramp up the AI toughness for a more authentic challenge, that's also possible. It's a smart touch. Our time with Forza Motorsport has been limited to this tutorial series, so we can't meaningfully discuss other pillars of the game like multiplayer or free play yet. Fortunately, it won't be long until we can, and we'll see you on track in just a few more weeks. For more recent racing action, you can check out our last report on the Crew Motorfest or the first glimpse of the newly announced EA Sports WRC. For everything else, keep riding with IGN.